All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring worldwide in truth and in sincerity, and salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect, believing on the words of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Not sure what I'm entitled this lesson, but it's centered around the chariots of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. All right, the vehicle that the Lord is going to use to destroy America, Babylon the Great. Right? Matter of fact, let's get a quick precept. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, and verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Yeah, this flying roll is a chariot. Okay? And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. And he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. Who is the thief? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And into the house of him that swear falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So this concentrated fire is going to come out these chariots, all right, burning up certain places, certain people in America, Babylon the Great, and various places around the world. And I have this video that I want to share. All right, queued up. Okay, it says, report Navy ships swarm by 100 plus UFOs, which we know as the chariots of the Lord. Yahawah. All right, so let's play it.
Unknowns. The U.S. Navy claims these are drones. They said they did an investigation. One reporter, though, says the Navy isn't telling the truth about this video of 100 flying objects close to the USS Omaha off San Diego. As you heard on the July 15th radio calls back in 2019, the sailors had no idea what they were seeing. Documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell reports the drone stayed at 21,000 feet for hours, and the Navy's anti-drone weapon systems didn't touch them. Jeremy is here, who continues to break so many of these UFO encounters. The Navy says they haven't figured out, though, it's drones.
Right. So that is either a lack of imagination or they just weren't given the briefing. Because I have spoken with more of the people directly involved than any other intelligence agency, including the Navy's. And how do I know that? Because my witnesses have told me so. So I kind of have a direct line to the information, and they were wrong. We're not going to debate the term drone. Whatever they were unknown.
All right, so what do your witnesses say that make these so different than anything else that we've encountered?
Right, well, the main thing is where did they launch from? Where did they land? How did they have duration? How did they organize over 100 units surrounding 10 of our Navy warships and just disappear? Not a single one found. But it's more than just witnesses saying things. I provided the footage you're showing on the screen right now. All of those pieces of corroborative visual evidence showing craft that seem to be transmedium, being able to go into the water and out.
So the Navy put out a track that says a number of these encounters were from ships that perhaps were Chinese in origin or had Chinese ties, and they were using commercially available drones to harass and chase U.S. Navy vessels. I see you shaking your head there.
Yeah. So that is not only false information, it's verifiably false information from their own documents. To give you an example, that ship you're talking about was called Bass Strait, and that ship was in port during the majority of these drone incursions. So that false narrative has been propagated by subpar journalism all the way up to news. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So I'm writing the record, I'm throwing punches back and making sure people get relevant and real and actual data.
So what would be the Navy's motivation in this? Is it incompetence or is it conspiracy?
Well, first of all, everybody in our Navy are very confident. This is a very difficult situation. We don't know where these came from. We don't know the controllers of these units. And this is just one of many of these types of swarm events globally. So it's not a matter of incompetence.
You see, he said this is one of many of these type of swarm events globally. Okay?
Everybody's on the same team here, but we...
It's like it globally, meaning what? The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. So Esau has pitched his tent everywhere. That's why the Lord is visiting this damn devil, plaguing him with these chariots, man.
But we need to identify the fact that we don't know. And then from there, we can start fixing the problem.
Do we really believe, though, that they don't?
And another thing, with these certain pictures from the Navy vessels, you think they will have technology enough to zoom in to confirm that these are so-called drones, man? These are the chariots of the Lord. Okay?
Don't know? Or do we believe that they know and either it's a secret U.S. program or a secret Chinese program and they just don't want us to know that they know, as if we had found the B-2 bomber before the world knew about it?
You know, look, I wish that were true. I really do wish that were true. Verifiably, it is not true. We don't know.
Look at this. Sightings confirmed by the Pentagon off the coast of Virginia. And these are all by, air bases and by Navy vessels, right? So it's a war strategy that the Lord Yahawah is presenting. It says Eastern Seaboard near the Florida coast, 2014, 2015, the USS Theodore Roosevelt, that's a ship, right? Southern California coast in March by the USS Omaha, Southern California coast, July 2019, the US Russell, USS Skid, the USS Raphael, and Rawchaa, and the USS John Finn, right? Upper left, Southern California coast, November 2014, the USS Nimitz and the USS Princeton. You see? There's the Lord, plaguing Esau, man. And there's nothing that they can do against the chariots of the Lord. You seen what the guy said. Matter of fact, let me continue to let it play.
Wish that were true. Verifiably, it is not true. We don't know who are controlling these. This is the.
How do we know that it's not some secret government program and that the Navy just is continuing to deny, cover up because it's indeed a secret program?
It's a great question. There are protocols that are in place for when our Navy engages something like a black project and you sign NDAs and you're not to talk about it again. That's not what happened. The head of the Navy said that they're investigating this because they don't know whose they were. We shook down a bunch of boats trying to figure out where they came from. So it's not our black projects. That's ruled out, unfortunately. But somebody has this technology. And we basically ruled out the Russians and the Chinese too because the Russians fire upon the same types of UAP or UFOs that...
You see? The Russians are firing upon the same chariots, man. Okay?
we do as of a couple weeks ago. So they're not theirs.
Real quick, have we ever tried to bring one down, in your knowledge?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a specific kind of target where you need to have certain things in place, like opportunity, intent, capability. We indeed have tried to, as you said, zap down some of these UFOs. Even on this 2019 event, it was ineffective. Now the issue is other types of shoot down orders have been set, but we're not really prepared for that yet. We need to identify who these are.
Wow, stunning. Hey, Jeremy, incredible. As you said, somebody has this technology. Who is not the big question, not if. Hey, this is awesome. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, who? Yahawashi, that's who. Okay? The chariots of the Lord. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, and verse 3. It says, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot. See that? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind. See? These devils, all right, can't shoot down the chariots of the Lord. They walk upon the wings of the wind, man. All right. They maneuver, all right, in ways that they have not seen. All right. And there was over 100, all right, of these chariots over these certain 10 U.S. Navy vessels. Okay. And the Lord is just, showing his power little by little, And he's been plaguing them with the chariots for a while now. Okay. He's going to enter into the house of the thief, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. It's Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. It says, in a headline, the title, Message to Egypt. What is this Egypt referring to? It's referring to America, Babylon the Great. Revelations 11, spirits of Sodom and spirits of Egypt, right? Deuteronomy 28 and 68. The Lord will carry you into Egypt again with ships, right? So this is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord, Yahawah, rideth upon a swift cloud. Yeah, those chariots, right? Just read it in Psalms. Lord is coming with those chariots, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of. Yeah, ain't gonna have any answers, man. They're gonna lose it. All right, when the Lord of hosts, all right, sent his son, Yahawashi, all right, with those chariots to tear up America and destroy this place. Right? This is Jude, verse 15. Verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. That's right, man. The Lord's coming with these chariots to render his anger and his fury. All right, and his rebuke with flames of fire. What is that? Isaiah, I believe it's Isaiah 66. Let's get that. Right? Man, these devils are in fear, man. They're trembling, okay? They're trembling at the report. This is Isaiah. Yep. Chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. You see? For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. See? Coming with those concentrated laser fire, melting this place and melting people, man. All right, you remember the movie with Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds? All right, chairs was zapping them, and it was what? Nothing but dust. As a matter of fact, we got that. But first, Let's get this in Ecclesiasticus chapter 36. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 36 and verse 1. Have mercy upon us, O Lord, power of all, and behold us. Yeah, we're asking the Lord to have mercy upon us, because we know he's bringing, all right, a great destruction on Babylon the Great. And send thy fear upon all nations that seek not after you. And that's what we witnessed in that news report. All right, he said from China to Russia to U.S., they're seeing all these same things and they're trying to shoot them down. Well, guess what? That's fear setting upon them. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations. Let them see thy power. Yeah, this technology that they can't even understand. You're seeing the power of Yahawashi, right? As thou was sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. See? And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O Most High. See that? It's the Yahawashi who's going to have a reckoning, all right, with these people, with these ungodly, satanic, devilish people, man, these Edomites, right? It says, show new signs and make other strange wonders, glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. That's right, man. The Lord is showing strange wonders and new signs, right? So much so that they're doing reports constantly about these things, man. I seen a video the other day where these 5 chariots was hovering in San Diego, man, right? It says, raise up indignation and pour out wrath, take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. That's right. The Lord is going to destroy Esau, Edom, his whole power structure. All right. It says, verse 8, sake the time short, remember the covenant, let them declare thy wondrous works. That's right, man. We're second the time short. All right, we hastening the coming of Yahawah. Okay? So just going back on that point where in War of the Worlds, when those chariots was zapping those people, it was zapping them in the puffs of smoke, right? This is 2 Ezra chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Yeah, we read that in Jude, right? And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. What is that? Matthew. Let's get that. Matthew 24. I believe it started like 30. Okay. Matthew chapter 24. And it said, everybody trembled that was seen upon him, right? Let's start at 29. See, the glorious return, right? Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. What are those stars? Those ICBM missiles. And the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, right? And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Why? Why are they mourning? Because they're going to see a big black man coming in the chariot, man. Just so you can understand, all right? But we know there's no such thing as black as far as a nation. You're going to see Yahawashi coming, right? And all these tribes are going to mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven. See, those chariots, right? With power and great glory. See that? And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from one end of heaven to the other. See? So as the destruction coming down, the Lord is going to gather his elect. Let's go back. 2 Ezra So we understand why when he looked, everybody trembled, because they're going to be in fear, right? It says, and lo, and I beheld, and lo, that man was strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him, and giving more credence that he's going to be coming in a aerial display, because they were seen under him, right? And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth when it fell of the fire. Yeah, the Lord sent out a command, all right, and the lasers came down and destroyed this place, right? And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right. And it says what? These men are going to leave from having World War III. All right. And they're going to try and gang up and fight the Lord. Right. Now it says to subdue the man that came out of the sea. The sea meaning a firmament. All right. And same like manner. Matter of fact, let's get that. It's that Acts. Acts chapter 1. Okay. The Lord is coming in the same like manner. All right. This is Acts 1, I believe, and 9. Yep. And when they had, why is this up? Okay. And when they had spoken these things, while they beheld, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight, a chariot, so-called UFO, so-called UAP. And while they looked steadfast toward heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. These two men are angels, right? Which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? See, giving you credence, giving more credit that the Lord is coming from the firmament, man. All right, he's coming from the waters above the waters, right? This same Yahawashi, which was taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. See? All right. So when it said to subdue the man that came out of the sea, is an area descent. All right. Verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, a huge chariot. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Yeah, we read that, right? You're going to be scared. You're going to be in fear of the Lord, right? And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast sparks and tempests. See that? The Lord commanded. He sent out the order, and the chariots sent out the laser fire, right? And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. The Lord was zapping their ass, right? When I saw this, I was afraid. Yeah, that was a fearful vision that the Lord showed the prophet Israel. Okay? The chariots coming back and destroying this place, man. Okay, and we're seeing the beginning stages of the Lord plaguing this devil. Okay, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Lord willing, coming at you with another lesson. Till the next time I say Shalom, DTA, and a Bible ball soon.